So, you're selling your car in NSW. Excellent! Then you're in the right place, because we're going to walk you through the single most important step you need to take after you've handed over the keys. It's the one thing that officially protects you, and you'd be surprised how many people miss it. Let's get right into it.
Okay, picture this. You've shaken hands, the money is in your bank account, and you're watching your old car drive off down the street. It's all done and dusted, right? Well, not quite. And thinking it's over is a trap that catches so many sellers, leading to some pretty serious headaches down the road. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at that post-sale trap. Then, we'll clarify exactly what your legal responsibility is. I'll show you precisely how to lodge your notice, cover a few special situations, and we'll wrap up with a final checklist so you know you're completely protected. All right, Section 1, the post-sale trap. Let's talk about why waving goodbye to your car is really just the beginning of the handover process. You know, the biggest misconception we see is people thinking, oh, the buyer will handle all the paperwork. You trust them to go and transfer the registration, and you figure your job is done. But here's the thing, relying only on the buyer is where all the problems start. It's an assumption that can leave you in a really tough spot legally.
And this isn't just some small detail. As Transport for NSW states very clearly, if you don't take this next step, you are still legally responsible for that vehicle. Just let that sink in for a second. We're talking about any toll notices, parking tickets, or even speeding fines that the new owner gets before they get around to transferring the registration. Those fines, they're going to come straight to you.
So how do you protect yourself from all that? Well, that brings us to Section 2. Let's talk about your key legal responsibility, lodging what's called a notice of disposal. So what on earth is a notice of disposal? It's actually really simple. It's just you, the seller, officially telling us at Transfer for NSW, hey, just so you know, this car is no longer mine as of this exact date. It's your formal, legal way of drawing a line in the sand. Now this is probably the most important slide here because it clears up a huge point of confusion. There are two separate jobs. Your job as the seller is to lodge the notice of disposal. The buyer's job is to transfer the rego. They are not the same thing. Your action is what protects you immediately. You just can't wait for the buyer to do their part.
And you're on the clock. You have exactly 14 days from the date you sold the car to get this notice lodged. If you're late, you might get a fee. But honestly, the best advice I can give you, do it the same day. As soon as that money's cleared and the car is gone, just get it done.
Okay, Section 3. Now that you know why this is so important, let's get into the how. I'm going to walk you through it step by step. Before you jump online, it's a good idea to get all your ducks in a row. You're going to need your own NSW license or photo card, the car's number plate, the exact date and price of the sale, and, this one is crucial, the buyer's NSW driver license details. Make sure you get that from them when you make the sale. Take a photo of it if you have to. The good news is the online process is super straightforward. Seriously, you just log in to your MyService NSCW account, you follow the prompts to punch in the details we just talked about, hit submit, and you're done. The whole thing can take less than 5 minutes. But please, whatever you do, do not skip that last step. Your receipt is your golden ticket. It's the official, undeniable proof that you have done your part and fulfilled your legal obligation. Save it to your computer, email it to yourself, whatever you have to do, just make sure you keep a copy somewhere safe.
All right, Section 4. Now, most car sales are pretty straightforward, but let's quickly cover a few situations where the process is a little bit different.
This table lays it out perfectly. If your buyer is from interstate, you can't use the online system. You'll need to fill out a paper form. Same thing goes if you, the seller, don't have an NSW license to verify your identity online. And if you sell to a licensed NSW motor dealer, you can still do it online, but you absolutely must have their dealer license number ready to go.
And on to our final section, the final protection checklist. You've lodged your notice, which is great, but there are just a couple more loose ends to tie up to make sure you're completely in the clear.
So, first, you've kept that receipt somewhere safe. Next, and this is a big one people forget, log into your toll account and remove the car's registration right away. Then, physically take your e-tag or any permits out of the vehicle before the new owner drives off. And finally, give your insurer a call and cancel your policy. Ticking these off closes every single loop.
So I guess we'll end on this question. The whole online process takes, 5 minutes? Maybe less. When you wait 5 minutes against getting unexpected fines in the mail, fighting with toll companies, or trying to prove a car isn't yours anymore,
Well, the choice is pretty clear, isn't it? It is absolutely the most valuable 5 minutes you will spend after selling your car.